All right, guys, before I head on into the to Nectar, I do have a 10 o'clock appointment at, I actually have a 10 o'clock appointment at the office with a gentleman in Nigeria. And then I also have I've got a 12 noon lunch over near the Galleria with Trenton Samuels and the gentleman that I met over at the African Love store, Laurel. Laurel was in solar power, and then of course his wife is in real estate. And one of the reasons why I introduce who we are first is branding. I introduced, Diamond VIP itself. And then I put you on a schedule as far as like, yo, this is what you could do next. This is something that could help you next. But the main objective is stewardship. Stewardship. The shifting of one system to the next is basically what that is. And it goes further than just money. God commanded that we be good stewards of our bodies, holistically, of our health and our strength, right? And so all Live Good is a very simplistic system that gives you all the organics, right? These organic pills and things like that. Well, is it good stewardship to keep paying Walmart, Amazon, and all of these people when the reality is you get nothing from that? Zero. You get zero from that. No, that's actually poor stewardship. And I don't want it to ever get twisted that we're building an economy. So you have to lead with the idea of an economy. So that means that stuff that you're buying aimlessly at the store that's going into waste, basically. And what I mean by waste is it goes in Kroger's pocket, it goes in Smith's pocket, which is Kroger out here, it goes in Ralph's pocket, which is Kroger in LA. It goes in his pocket. I've driven by, I've actually seen, would you like for me to post it? I've seen the gentleman who owns Kroger's mansion in Rodeo Drive, off Rodeo Drive in Beverly Hills. And the moral of what I'm saying is we got to stop being foolish in the way that we think. We got to stop being participators, right? And start becoming instigators. And what I mean by instigators is if you just think of what we're doing as total stewardship, you'll understand the whole business model. The business model of Diamond VIP, no, it's not to earn money. That's not the goal. The goal of Diamond VIP is to teach you how to circulate money. Because once I teach you how to circulate money, you can circulate money holistically, which is why I introduced BNI. The more of you that understand what BNI is, the more of you will understand I don't need to go outside of BNI to do business, period. If I didn't want to do business outside of BNI, we got everything from food, grocery stores, got all of it in BNI. Out of 299,000 people, trust me, I don't have to do business if I don't want to outside of BNI. If I was in another state and I got a traffic ticket, I could go to one of BNI's attorneys. I'll say that one more time. If I'm in another state, I get a traffic ticket, I can go to one of BNI's attorneys. So basically, that's the whole idea of BNI. That's why you spend the money on BNI. Those that won't see the value are cheap people. Cheap people without vision won't see the value of anything. They just can't see the value of nothing. It's just the way they built. But people that really can see the value of things of this nature are people that are understanding the empowerment. And that's what I understood back in 2013. And I've explained this before, but I think it's time to talk about it again. What I saw back in 2013 as a member of BNI, but also through the dealership that I work for, I created an opportunity with BNI. The dealer, the finance manager, offered an opportunity for one of us to be a member of this opportunity called Business Networking International. A friend of his had reached out and said, hey, if one of your guys wants to come out to one of our meetings, man, they're more than welcome. We're going to have visitor day. This sits on his desk for 3 weeks. I had forgot about it. And one day I was like, it was snowing outside. It was very, just bleak. We sold, 5 cars that week because of the snow. So I'm at work and we're doing nothing. Now I'm a commissioned salesperson. So this is what's helped my mind for the last 30 years. I've been a commissioned salesperson for a lot of it. But at the end of the day, I'm like, if I don't get creative, I don't make really much of a paycheck this month. I mean, we get a little paycheck. It's by law, you got to pay a little something. But I mean, do you want to get paid minimum wage to sell a Benz? Really? Okay. So that being said, I'm like, okay, so let me figure out a way that makes sense. Oh, you know what? I need to think of it like I did when I was a promoter. What did I do as a promoter? Did I sit around and wait for things to happen, or did I instigate the situation? Oh, I initiated everything. I went to the radio stations. Well, the radio stations will cost me too much money, so I don't want to spend money right now. How can I do something that charities, Urban League? I can go down to the Urban League, chatting it up with those kinds of folks. Oh, what was that thing that guy was talking about, Todd Morgan, that finance manager at the dealership? BNI. I should get in BNI. That makes sense. That makes all the sense in the freaking world. I'm about it. Let's do it. What time can I do this BNI thing? And so I went to him. I said, oh, shoot, it's at 7 o'clock in the morning. So then I got to be there from 7 to 8:30 every Wednesday. Oh, well, let me go to the boss and tell him I might be late on Wednesdays. And then something said, you know what? I went to the meeting. I liked it. I said, you know what? Maybe I should see if I can get the dealership to pay for it. So I went to Don Pepperella at Mercedes-Benz of Fort Mitchell. And this is the reason why I still have connection to sell a car on their lot anyway. You know why? Because they know I'm innovative. I'm a game changer, and I don't waste time. I don't waste time thinking, well, let me see if it's possible. Let me call a few people. You don't need permission to do anything. You really don't. You just need to give yourself permission to do whatever needs to happen limitlessly. Stop stopping yourself. That is thinking like an employee. Thinking like an entrepreneur is knowing I don't need permission for anything. I'm going to go talk to this guy, see what he says, talk it up, chat it up, see what happens. An entrepreneur is not looking to win every single battle. All the entrepreneur is looking for is the effort of consistently doing these things and then taking those names. And so here I go. I talked to Don Pepperella. I said, Don, you know, my old dealership, I was there for a while, won a national award. If I wanted to go and do something like this, my old dealership would pay my fees. And Don said, your new one will too. Here, take this back to the business office. He didn't even waste a second, guys. It was like, wasn't even a minute, really. It really wasn't. He just signed a piece of paper. Oh, got it. Your new one will too. And what did I do? I honored his commitment to that. I didn't show up to BNI late. I didn't say, well, you know what? He paid for it, so I don't really got to worry about it. Know this, guys. I paid it for another car guy at that dealership, and his lazy behind stopped going. I'm just telling you the truth. Stop going. I'll never forget. I left and said, you know what, Jeremy? I'm going to give you some of the business that I had. And he couldn't even dig in and find the business. I mean, this is how ridiculous we are. Really. And so while I sat there, I started noticing who was missing in those meetings. I live in Las Vegas. I mean, there's a few of us in those meetings, but to be honest with you, it's generally the people that look just like me and you. Go look in the mirror. We're the ones that are missing in those meetings. And so what does that tell me? That tells me that we're not disciplined. It tells me we don't get it. It tells me we have this problem with real true credibility, integrity, trustworthiness, and how being lazy actually fits in to messing up all those things. No business person, if I open a jewelry store and one day I open up at 11 and next day I want to open up at 8, but my store hours say 8 or 9 o'clock, then I wing it and I do whatever I want to do. I'm affecting my clientele's ability to trust me. I'm doing that. And I need people to understand that the greatest thing I've shown you this whole time is consistency. That's it. My consistency to get up every single morning. I'm taking Justin to school anyway. When we started out, it was daycare. School's even earlier. And actually, I set my hours, and Raphael's my witness. Patricia's a witness. I'm sure Iris remembers this. I said, don't even call me before noon your time. Or my time, I'm sorry. So I started out working noon to my time to 6 o'clock, my time. That way I could have time with my son and my family. Monday through Friday. Weekends off. And the way I figured, if I'm going to put that much time into Monday through Friday, if you're going to call me on the weekend, it better be serious, and we better be closing something down, seriously, because you interrupted my family time. And I ran it that way for a minute. And some people would try to call me early, and they get the lesson, because people just don't get it. You know, if I'm putting, 6 hours a day in, 5 days a week, that's 30 hours. That's 30 more hours than the average network marketer, entrepreneur will ever put into anything. That's why I don't like random calls and random thoughts. I just don't, because it's just, what are we doing here? We discipline yourself first, and then we can go into further conversation. So let's discuss stewardship quickly. Stewardship is get those business cards. I said it it's been probably a year and a half ago, and I know some of you never did. It's okay, but you're just delaying your business, right? What I would prefer you do is just like what I did. Come up with a brand title and a brand name. I don't care what it is. I think Iris's is where eagles fly to, I believe. Yeah. So anything that Iris does that's within the confines or understanding of Diamond VIP, she doesn't need to put Diamond VIP on it. Only if Diamond VIP pays, which it did for her BNI membership, should Diamond VIP's name be mentioned anywhere. And that's only because I'm using my credit card. But outside of that, it's really her brand is where eagles fly to. And we'll work on her brand until she can get it right. And where are we going to work on her brand? Very obvious. Before you ask the question, we already have it set up. You just need to set up a meeting with the bishop in Ghana, but that's going to require you to get up out of bed early because there's a major time difference between Ghana and where you live. You need to look it up. I think it's about 10 hours. I'm sure it is because it's 7 hours here. So the point of what I'm saying is you're going to have to really have some urgency. Don't come talking about it at 4 o'clock in the afternoon because Bishop's in bed. You got to get on another time zone. If we start doing this correctly and you start going into other countries, do you realize your cash register will be ringing 24 hours, literally a day? In your sleep, you'll be making money. Just because we're all on different time zones all around the world. People will be getting up, doing business. You have leaders over there doing it themselves. I don't have to worry about Bishop. I know he can handle his business. I really don't. I can do a little bit of training, but it's not like I have to do a ton. I mean, and that's what it's all about. That's why you go to the Urban League. That's why you go to BNI. You're not looking at your cousin Jeffro who's lying on the couch. That's not who you're looking for. You're actually going out and you're becoming friends with the business owner. Now you get to go in and out of their store. I just realized when COVID happened, I didn't really need BNI to do that. Why? Because honestly, I can go to the store of my choosing, the things that I like to buy, and just tell them, hey, I want to befriend you. Let's go. You'd be shocked how many business owners in your own area would do it, because a lot of business owners, guys, are sleeping in cars sometimes. Things aren't always good. They're doing all kinds of things to keep their business alive. You have got to be creative geniuses. Stop lying on your behind saying, when is it going to happen? It's going to happen when you get up. It's going to happen when you get up and engage. All I'm offering you with Diamond VIP is real simple. I'm doing a lot of work. You can do the work in your area, and we collaborate each one of our works together. I'm allowing you to look 10 times more professional than you even have the capacity to look right now. I can't wait to show Dr. Stan all these offices because they're real. I'm investing in that. You don't have to invest in that. Don't worry. It ain't costing me. I mean, it ain't killing me like that. The office I have for Jimmy Katuta, the $500 I pay a month is nothing, guys, for a bigger office than the one I have over at Tivoli Village. I just love Tivoli Village's style and everything that's around it because it's not too far from my house. But as far as being able to work with Aini from Angels of Las Vegas and assist and do some of the things I'm able to do over there, priceless. You got to get smarter. I'm a promoter. I can teach you how to promote. But if you don't do the things that I tell you to do, you're never going to be a promoter. Okay. And most of you just need to learn how to brand manage yourselves, how to become a machine, how to become a business. Okay. It's the same thing as what you see on social media. Social media ain't nothing but marketing to people in a different medium, which Trenton specializes in. You have a promoter and a social media expert, and you actually have a whole conglomerate overseas in Ghana that you can pay $500 and get you a nasty website that looks better than you actually are in this moment. QR codes and everything. Just be doing your whole thing, killing the game. But a lot of you are sitting there and wondering, how do I do this? That's how you do it. I've been showing you. I'm not a person that's going to give a ton of tutorials on it. I'm going to show you by my doing. This is what you do. This is how you do it. You have any questions about that? We can have a private conversation, or I'll do some Zoom calls. Actually, I'm going to start doing more Zoom calls. We're going to go to that because we're getting too big for that. We're honestly too big for me to just be individually talking to people, because you're not talking to anyone else. So it's not helping. It's not helping that you're not saying the same things that I'm saying so we'll just do meetings. We'll start doing that again. We're going to kick up at least one meeting a week. I'll probably wait. I'm going to wait until after this whole Wakanda thing's out the way, because Dr. Stan is here and the whole group is here. And actually, I'm going to be entertaining some of them on the 18th, 19th. You know, that's kind of how it's working. So I think some are landing possibly today, I believe. Yeah. So that's the deal. But I just wanted you guys to know this. This is where we are. It is the next level. So you got to get your level of stewardship up. Let's start it off with stewarding that body of yours. Eat healthy, get you right. God bless. Love you to life.